On the bench today here at SkyFi Audio, we've got a pretty cool Kyocera R-651 receiver. This is from the late 80s. Kyocera made a bunch of series of components, CD players, tuners, amplifiers in this lineup. And they were pretty high quality right before everything went to all plastic, kind of cheap stuff. So the 651 sits in the middle of their lineup. It's a 70 watt per amplifier, 70 watt per channel amplifier. Or rather a receiver, because it does have a tuner and a preamp built into it. We've got it right recently. We put it through its paces, cleaned the controls, tested it for full output power, and I thought I'd just do a quick video and show you some of the features and how it performs. So it's a full function receiver, including a phono input, typical from the 80s. In the 90s, most of the phono inputs went away, which was a bummer with the advent of the CD player. But this one still has a phono input. Then it's got a FM, AM, auxiliary, and 2 tape inputs, as you can see here. The volume control is pretty cool. It's a slider volume control, pretty atypical in the days when everything had a round knob. Some functions here to control the tuner, some tuner presets, about 7 of them, and my favorite part of this is the peak power indicators here, illustrating between 0.16 and 65 watts. Left and right channel here. Don't know what this display button does. I think it changes the sensitivity on the meters. Let's see if that's the case. Yeah, I don't see much of a difference. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, so this changes the sensitivity by 1/10 of the peak output meters. Here's a power button, headphones, speaker AB and AMB outputs, some treble controls. Bass looks to be about a level and a frequency, which is pretty cool. You can tune, let's say you wanted to boost 125 hertz, you would put it to 125 and then give it a plus a couple of dBs there. Here's the neutral position. There's ability to bypass these tone controls, which is always nice for the purists. I'm gonna normalize it again. So yeah, this button right here is the EQ bypass, followed by the subsonic filter. This is to remove the rumble from a turntable. High filter must be the same to protect your speakers. FM muting, FM narrow and normal band for filtering out, and the blending on and off, balance, loudness, and stereo mono. So a pretty cool piece. It's got side panels. I think there are, not sure what wood that is. It looks like maybe some sort of, well, I really don't know. Looks a little bit like to be oak. Moving on, let me see, I'll show you some of its performance. Right now it's set to the station. Surprisingly enough, it still retains memory for the radio stations. Here I've set to separate stations to preset 1 and preset 2, and it seems to be holding pretty well. If I switch over to the auxiliary, we're feeding a 1K signal out of a signal generator onto an oscilloscope there, and we can kind of, as we turn up the volume, we can kind of see where it reaches distortion right about, let's see, right about there is distortion point. If we go over to our Sencore power analyzer, we'll see that we're right about, this is the times 10 indicator, we're right around 60 watts. And we're feeding 105 volts. Let me go up a little bit more to 120. And let's see what sort of power we get out of this thing before distortion. Go back right about there. And yeah, it looks like we're not gonna get 70 watts. I think it's gonna be more like 60 watts, which is very respectable. And this is pinned at 65, so it's working really well. Let me shut down and show you some of the stuff in the back. Pretty standard affair here. Some convenience outlets. Speaker A and speaker B outputs are right here. And then your inputs here, including the 75 ohm antenna, your phono input here with the grounding, the 2 tape loops, AM antenna. What else? So here's the model number, R651. Serial number seems to be a little bit faded. So we're not going to see the exact manufacturing date, but again, it's probably from the late 80s. That's it. Kyocera 651. Thanks for watching. If you like our channel, please subscribe. SkyFiaudio.com is our website if you want to see really cool vintage gear for sale. Thank you.